Hey, here we are for another tutorial. This time we're going to talk about the pop-out or the extensions to your structure that you built um, from your model. So what I want to do is actually create another wall here. I want to make sure that it is not center line. I want to make sure that it is the finish face, not interior. Oh my gosh, exterior. And I'm going to create that 30-foot wall on this side now. Um, I want to make sure that it is to scale the correct way. It says 34. So what I have to do is obviously take that and modify that wall. So it's measuring from this wall, from the center line. So I'll make it 30 feet to 30 feet on the exterior edges. Make sure you get those right. Um, I'm done with that now. What I want to do is create a pop out, an extra wall on the outside here. So know your dimensions. That's very important. Make sure you know where you're going to start your wall. I know that this is about a ½ inch from the inside corner on the particular model that I'm looking at. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to pop this wall out this way about another ½ inch or 5 feet in this case. I'm going to throw it out this way, and it goes out this way about 10 feet, or in this case, about an inch on our scale model. I'm going to come back down this way, and I know it's going to be about 15 feet. So I'm going to draw that back in here, and then I can cancel or escape out of that. So I made my pop out. I want to make sure that everything is to scale, everything is measured out right. So because I went from exterior to exterior, my dimensions are going to be a little bit off. So what I want to do is take this wall and adjust it till I get the measurements that I like. Um, Once I go into the modify mode and have a wall selected, I can select that measurement and hit 5, and it will do that for me. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Make sure that these walls are to correct scale. Obviously not. So I'm going to go into, not that, what am I doing? Modify, select my wall, choose my measurement here. Actually, I want to select this one, and I want to change my measurement to 10, and so on. So customize the dimensions of your wall, make sure they're right. You wouldn't believe how much measuring you have to do in this certification exam for Revit. So this is good practice for that. So I have this. I know I want to modify. This is in place. I don't want to mess with that. Don't screw that up. So I'm going to take this one and nudge this one into place 15 feet. And that looks good for the pop out for this particular model that I'm looking at here. Now, when I look at it from the side, something's off, right? I created a couple walls, but I didn't scale them yet. So I need to get into my my elevation views here and make some wall adjustments before I move on too far. Um, that large wall is the main structure, so that should be 30 feet as far as the height goes. For this wall here, this one should only be 15 feet. So what I have to do is scale this down because it does not go all the way up to the top. And so you can see I have other walls here too that I have to adjust. Um, if I were smart, I would want to make that adjustment beforehand before creating my walls. So if I wanted to make a new wall that was at a different height, rather than leaving it set to 20 feet, I can set it to maybe my next pop out is not 50 feet, maybe just 5 feet. So when I start doing a little pop out here, I don't know, maybe I do something like this, making it to scale, and I check it out from that same view, my wall comes out automatically 5 feet. This building is going to be so custom that you're going to find yourself doing all sorts of methods of keeping your walls the right height. You can do that wall as you're building it. Make sure that the walls that you're building are the right height straight from the get-go, or you can just throw up some walls and then adjust them later to make them custom fit your design here. So you figure it out how you want to do that best way you can. Um, it's all up to you. So now you know basically how to get those wall cutouts. The cutouts here, I don't know what I'm pointing at, sorry, I'm like congested and medicine, ugh, gross. We've got the cutouts here. You know how to do that. You know how to finish those out three-dimensionally, um, at least the finish out the wall space. And you also have this here, your pop-outs that you're creating that you can also finish out as well. Again, don't worry about creating the tops or the bottoms. That will come on uh, later steps, so don't worry about that yet. Now, if your space has cutouts here that match up with your walls, that'll be another step that we'll have to take um, after we build those out. It's going to be better that we have those already there, though. So let's go ahead and finish out our building, creating the pop outs and the cutout wall spaces. Make sure they're all to scale. And I know we're not going to get into the rooftops or the floors yet, so don't worry about throwing up a roof or ceiling on these different walls yet. So good luck with all that. If you have any uh, questions or need help with any of these steps, or you get stuck with something, can't find a tool that I selected, or you can't understand me because I'm so congested and I feel like I sound like Kermit the Frog, uh, come see me and we'll talk about it. I'll help you out one-on-one. But I think you guys, it's going to be a lot of good review for you and a lot of a couple new things that you can work with in Revit that'll help you out later. So good luck and um, come see me if you have any problems. Thanks.